as she stands in a group of people. I wave back, but turn away, not wanting to talk. Fancy seeing you standing at the very back, someone says from behind me. I turn to see Professor Robertson. I say weakly. Miss Casper, I was looking forward to hearing you speak. He smiles in that way of his that can calm storms or a lecture hall full of students. No, thank you, not my cup of tea. He stands next to me, facing the hall full of people, a suit jacket over a cashmere sweater and jeans, hands in his pockets. Do I not realize it? He says, but many people have great respect for your mother's works. It's not all fans and hyped up publicity. Talent is talent. Sometimes it gets lost in the sea of everyday hustle. Or criminal activities, I want to add. I could tell him a thing or two about the talent being lost to the ruthless people who turn out to be your family. But I'm not gonna tell him. Your father seems proud. He says, my father is a liar. I snow. I don't care about explaining myself, and don't look at him to see the effect my words had. Nancy, dear. The familiar patronizing voice makes me tighten my fists in my hoodie's pockets. Grandma sashays toward me in a loud long-sleeved dress that comes down the floor, and the jewelry that could blind the blind. And she looks like she is on a mission. Chapter 53. How come you weren't in the front row? Grandma briefly scans my non-glamorous outfit. I know she's pissed at me for not dressing according to the dress code, but she hides it well. She has seats reserved for you. Her observant gaze slowly glides from me to my professor, Professor Robertson. He introduces himself. Evelyn Casper, Mackenzie's grandmother, she says charmingly.
Why not,
shaking
bro?
his hand. For once, she's not introducing herself as the mother-in-law of a celebrated author like
Yo,
she
give me a sec, bro.
was. Is that Professor Robertson of social studies?
Bro, I need to beat
She
it.
asks hesitantly. Indeed.
It
He
is.
says with a chuckle. Oh.
Alright,
You
bye.
are definitely her favorite
I don't know.
professor. Is it a sign? I don't have to look at it. He's smiling at me while I'm blushing. There are different types of smiles. I notice my father in the crowd, shaking hands and smiling too. But his smile can kill. I know that. Grandma notices me looking at him. Her eyes latch onto the professor. She knows how to network and make peace. She can be a perfect crisis manager. Professor, I would like you to meet my son. He's in charge of the wrld Trust. If you ever want to work with us, do any social studies or whatnot, we would be delighted. I look up at the professor to see him stiffen. Grandma is trying to bribe him. Smart. I hate her for that, too. She smiles at me, that fake smile that actually fools many people. I don't smile back, but hold her gaze, and there's something of my mom's gaze in hers. Cruelty. Not my biological mom, not the one who wrote the letters.
Boy,
The
cruelty.
one who raised me, Tanya Schaefer. She sets her palm on Professor Robertson's shoulder, oh, so elegantly. Please give me a moment, I'll bring him here. I'm leaving. I hiss through my teeth, embarrassed. If Professor Robertson wants to kiss ass, that's his thing. Is something wrong? He asks, studying me with concern. I know that gaze, the lack of interest in me as soon as they get to talk to the actual celebrities. Not that my father has anything to do with the books, but he is the husband and, surprise, surprise, in charge of E.B. Wrench's trust. That's huge. Suddenly, a thought comes to mind. I want to win this, for once. I want to show people how many lies and poison go into fame. You just wait, Dad. I say to myself, watching Grandma apologize to the group Dad is talking to, and leading our way. She beams like a Hollywood star. And dear, meet Mackenzie's favorite professor, she says as they stop in front of us. My pleasure. Professor Robertson responds, stretching his hand toward my father. I watch Dad closely, waiting for some half-baked line, something to give me a reason to put him to shame. Just because, for what he did, I will never forgive him. I can't. Nice to meet you, Dad says with his well-practiced smile. But then something strange happens. As he shakes hands with Professor Robertson, his smile starts falling fast, until panic fills his face. It's so obvious that it's uncomfortable. Grandma notices too. It's good to know Mackenzie has someone to look up to in school, she says, and keeps pouring praises. But I can't look away from my dad. His smile is gone. His face turns ashen white. Jerking his hand, he tries to pull it out of the handshake with Professor Robertson, but he can't. I turn to look at the professor, but his gaze is calm, and nothing is wrong. But there is. I turn to Dad again. He's never been good at hiding his emotions. Mom, on the other hand, she was a pro. Their cover-up, I'm sure, relied solely on her. Dad finally gets his hand free with a rude jerk. Excuse me, I have to talk to someone, he murmurs, and walks away hurriedly. Grandma stares him down and turns to the professor. My apologies. This is a busy evening. She gives me her signature snake smile, then turns to him again. I hope you have a great rest of the semester. With barely noticeable stiffness, she walks away. What was that about? I ask Professor Robertson. I'm afraid I have to go, he says, and without looking at me, walks out. I stand dumbfounded. Puzzled? Yes. Feeling angry? Absolutely. Knowing I didn't say what I wanted, no surprise here. Failing to confront the monsters? Epic fail. There's all sorts of wrong with my family's story, and I saw it all over my dad's face. Again.
Boy, why is it trying to do this to me? I've already been in this game.
It shapes
Boy.
it in your mind. We're playing it step by step. Except this time, I start chasing Professor Robertson. I see him veer among the people in the crowded lecture hall toward the exit door. I follow him through the main hallway and into the side entrance of the main campus. He marches through the parking lot, and there's nothing left of the calm man he was inside. The wind jerks at his open suit jacket as he approaches his car. He pulls off his jacket, though it's cold outside, and tosses it inside the car. Angrily, he pushes the sleeves of his cashmere sweater up, then takes a cigarette out of his pocket and lights it. He looks stressed out, angrily flicking the cigarette ash onto the ground, and pushes his hair back. I didn't know he smoked. I didn't know he could be like this. I flinch when he angrily bangs his hand on the roof of his car, then takes another nervous drag of his cigarette. My heart is racing as I walk up to him. Professor Robertson. He whips around, his irritated expression immediately softening as he recognizes me. Miss Casper. He looks at his cigarette and drops it on the ground, putting it out with his shoe. Then he smiles at me, though it's the first time his smile seems forced. It was a nice treat to your mother. I've heard that already. For several seconds, our eyes lock. I don't answer, don't look away, but try to figure out what this all means. How do you know my father? I ask, probing. Pardon me? My father. Have you met my father before? A lot of people know your parents, Mackenzie. Now it's Mackenzie. So informal, but that's not the answer I was hoping for. Your mother had a lecture here. He sticks his hands in his jeans pockets and casts his eyes down.
Mom, can you turn that down a little?
It's an awkward moment, but I don't care.
I don't care. Did you hear that?
Boy, you're tough. Boy.
Yeah.
Boy, who do you think you are, boy? Oh, we see if I got researches.
Really?
Really? Yeah, no, I don't.
Really?
No. Are you allowed to have this many pages?
Yeah, I'm paying for it, so. You haven't, you need to put your thoughts in here, Evan. Then that was the night before your. Oh, Gupton rehearsal.
That was probably last Captain rehearsal.
Yep. That was the scoop and score. October 29. What was that? Send off.
Yeah, I guess.
Hey Evan, so any words? cool. What else?
Take pictures of the pages.
Tell me, Matt. Pretty cool. Tell me more.
I thought it was fun.
You ate a lot of those cookies, though.
Hey, Max ate a few too.
Sorry.
Yeah, I ate
Did you buy all of the cheeses? Cells?
I got one of these pieces, How do those taste? I haven't tried that. Try that.
Yeah, I want some cheese curls.
The steak is pretty cool. What else?
That's fine.
What
It
the
was
heck?
interesting to perform in such a big stadium.
What?
It was interesting to perform in a big stadium.
What else?
It was fun. It was tiring. Unique.
What else?
I don't know, I can't really sing this song.
State is pretty cool. It was interesting performing at the big stadium.
State was pretty cool. Actually, maybe don't put that.
Huh?
Don't put state was pretty cool.
What should I?
I don't know. Say like state was interesting, unique, and one of the funnest experiences.
State was interesting. State. State was interesting. What else?
Huh?
State was interesting.
Fun.
Fun.
And a very unique experience.
You said performing at the big stadium.
Oh yeah, honestly, like it was interesting, fun to perform at such big.
Huh?
So it's like interesting and fun to perform at such a big stadium.
State was interesting, unique, and fun.
Yeah.
Unique and fun experience. Performing at the big stadium. It was a lot of tiring. It was a lot of
It was very tiring
It was very tiring.
at some points.
How was the experience with your friends?
Is really enjoyable and fun to be with my friends.
What did you say?
It was enjoyable, and I got to spend a lot of time with my section and friends.
It was enjoyable and had a lot of time. It was enjoyable and had a lot of time.
It was enjoyable, and I had a lot of time to spend with my section and friends.
And I had a lot of time spending.
And I spent a lot of time with my section and friends.
And I spent a lot of time. A lot of time with my section.
And friends. Yeah.
Section and friends.
Mhm.
You wanna talk about the Bucky?
No. But you want to really that notable.
Would you go back?
To what? Huh?
Hmm?
Go back to what?
Would you do it again?
Yeah.
I should say I would do it again.
Yeah, be like, and I'd 100% do it again.
Oh. That's all.
Yeah.
Are you not gonna say thank you to us?
Yeah, sure. And I'm really grateful for my parents supporting me.
And I'm really grateful. What?
For my parents supporting my musical journey.
Supporting my musical journey. Did you say that?
Sure, I'll suppose that.
Ah, come on. Can you? Evan, can you do this? Can you read it? I think there needs to be a.
Am I supposed to have made this?
brother.
Eyes. There are a lot of people there. You should probably network. He pulls one hand out of his pocket and rakes his hair. That's when I see it. Something that was always hidden by the long sleeves. Now that I think about it, Professor Robertson never wore short sleeves. As I stare at his arm, my heart starts pounding so loudly that I feel like passing out. This might be a coincidence, but I've never heard of anyone who has a scar on their forearm in the shape of a star, except one person.
Ooh.
Chapter 54.
What?
Professor John Robertson. EJ reads the info off his computer screen. I know that, EJ. We need more. Patiently, I pace around the room while EJ tries to find more info online. Age 46. B. A coincidence. But I've known about it. Probably should. Stranger things have happened in my life.
Stranger things.
I should go. You should go to
Probably comical.
He says, finally meeting my eyes.
Never mind.
There are a lot of important people there. You should probably network. He pulls one hand out of his pocket and rakes his hair. That's when I see it. Something that was always hidden by the long sleeves. Now that I think about it, Professor Robertson never wore short sleeves. As I stare at his arm, my heart starts pounding so loudly that I feel like passing out. This might be a coincidence, but I've never heard of anyone who has a scar on their forearm in the shape of a star, except one person.
What?
Mom, he's the killer.
No, he's in. Somehow he's someone.
Sir John
I've not been paying attention to the book.
reads the info off his computer screen.
No, that's the thing. It's like he hasn't arrived. He has been a professor all this time.
What? That's cool.
While EJ tries to find more info online. Age 46. Master's and PhD from Rutgers. Bachelor's in Social Studies from Manford College. Oh, Nebraska. He looks at me over his shoulder, his eyes widening. Damn it! I stopped
Whoa.
the room and rubbed my face with both hands. How? How is that even possible? EJ sits in his computer chair to face me. This might be pure coincidence. I glare at him. Yeah? Really? You are going to be all logical now, Emerson. Oh, big words. He wiggles his eyebrows at me for using his full name. I roll my eyes. I need his address. Ken's. What you're thinking of doing is what? Illegal? Now you are going to preach about illegal stuff? It's stalking at the minimum. I won't stalk him. I just need to talk to him. And I mean, talk to him. A crime was committed. Even if he doesn't know about what happened to Tanya or Lizzie, he knows who is who. If he is there, I'll find out. And I don't care if I sound like a stranger. EJ gets the address in seconds. Apparently, it's the easiest thing to do on the internet. Get someone's deeds, even if they are buried by the now popular data removal companies. Half an hour later, I parked my car on the outskirts of town, by a small house in a nice neighborhood. I recognized the professor's car from the parking lot earlier. Good. He's home. Let's just hope I don't make a fool out of myself. Determined, I walk up the steps to the porch and press the doorbell. When he opens the door, there is no surprise on his face. Maybe guilt, maybe sadness. I don't know what that expression on his face is, but it's not shock. I think he expected me. His head starts nodding just slightly. His mouth tilts to the side in some sort of contemplation. He knows that I know. It's in his eyes that calmly keep mine hostage. Because he says quietly, Professor,
Fine.
I want you to tell me how you know my mother. Professor Robertson's house, by myself, having a chat, there would be a whirlwind of rumors and suggestive questions. I sit on a leather couch in his living room and study him as he apologizes for the mess and picks up books and paperwork off the table and armchair. He doesn't know what a mess is. Besides the papers and books everywhere, his living room, with a bookshelf and a fireplace, is pristine. He goes to the kitchen, brings a glass of water for me, and takes a seat on the armchair across the glass coffee table from me. He leans on his knees with his forearms and studies me with curiosity. I can't take my eyes off him, studying his gestures and facial expressions. This is the man who was my mom's best friend. I can't even picture him being in his 20s. He doesn't say a word, just looks at me inquisitively.
It's John!
You were my mom's close friend back at Obo.
Oh my god!
Oh my god! It's John!
How did you find out? I could lie and say that she told me this while she was alive, but then I don't know if he knows anything about the creepy switch up. I read her diaries. He cocks a brow. And then I saw your scar. I motioned with my eyes to his forearm, covered by a thin, long-sleeved shirt. The scar. His lips twitch in a smile, and instinctively he rubs his right forearm with his left hand. How do you know about that? The diaries. Like I said. What else did diaries say? His gaze on me is unblinking. Some interesting stuff. You were close, you and her, before my father showed up in the picture. Why didn't you ever tell me? Tell me what? That you knew her. At that lecture, the raffle, when E.B. Wrench's name came up, you acted all surprised. I did. He blinks in confirmation.
I thought I killed you.
Wrench. No. He shakes his head. I only found out when I read her book. You read it? Yes. All of them. Right after that lecture. I checked the last name, Casper. I knew his name was Casper. I saw her picture. He stops, contemplating. I wonder if he's deciding how much to tell me. There are only bits and pieces in her diary letters. This man in front of me knew more about her than my dad probably did. Did you ever talk to her when you found out? No.
Nah.
But I wanted to. I didn't summon my courage until it was too late.
Until it's too late. It's too late.
Why didn't you keep in touch? He exhales heavily and rakes his hands through his hair, then leans back in his seat. They were
Oh.
and her, and next, they just left. Just like that. Moved to the East Coast, someone said. She got an agent, you know, was about to sign a publishing deal. And she was about to give birth. I mean, that's a lot. She always had a lot going on for her. I don't know what she saw in Ben. He was handsome and from a good family, but John goes quiet. You didn't like him. I finish his thought. I didn't care for him, no. He didn't treat her right. He didn't treat her like a girlfriend. I don't take my eyes off the professor, and he's agitated. His speech gets impatient. She was just there when he needed a place to sleep, or company when there was no other options. Sorry. He glances up at me. It's the truth. She was there for him every time, like a discounted motel room. I gasp and open my mouth to say something, but I don't. He is right. And I don't want to interrupt because Professor Robertson is losing his cool, perhaps for the first time since I've known him. He didn't deserve her. The professor continues.
Ooh.
She was talented and beautiful. I'm sure her head was filled with all sorts of crazy stuff, because that's part of talent. She had her moves. God, she was a beautiful person. It's just, he looks away, closing his eyes for 1 second, the words alien.
Ooh, this is tough. did that. I did that.
It just makes me angry. I nod. Are you in love with her? He chuckles. Got a crush, sure. Why didn't you try to reconnect with her, find out how she was? Why? Because you had feelings for her. He cocks his head as if in a slight reproach. Mackenzie, I hope you don't mind me calling you by your first name. I shake my head. You were 21. If you meet the guy who is your soulmate, or at least someone you can envision a future with, you forget about what you did 2 months ago, let alone last year. Once you graduate, your circles will change. So will your friends.
Oh my god, are you the freaking dad?
Never think twice about
Of who?
someone you had a crush on in college. You didn't think it was strange that they just left? He shrugs. His parents never wanted to get to know her, but after they found out she was pregnant and about to sign the book deal, I guess they figured out that she was better for Ben than anyone else. She always wanted a family. I assumed once they accepted her, she was all in. She never talked to anyone old Bo again. Not that I know of. Not to me, anyway. She said she hated that town, wanted to get away from it. But she used to love it when she first moved in. Only when she met Ben and caught him cheating did she start saying that she hated that place. She left, but now she stuck around. She never emailed me, I'll tell you that much. Never tried to talk after she left town. He gives me a meaningful stare, and I'm wondering if we are thinking the same thing. If he knows. He looks away. I moved and didn't care really. I met my wife soon after. No one cares about former crushes. I want to see if he knows. If he noticed the difference in the opera picture. Diane Jacobson did. Would he? You knew Tommy Schaefer, right? His head snaps toward me with obvious shock in his eyes. Why are you asking about her? I'm trying to choose my words carefully. Dad was running around with her? But you knew that. My mom told you that. She came crying on your shoulder probably more than once.
Come on.
And you had a fight with him. Hence, I know the scar
Oh,
on his
fudge.
arm. Right. The shock in his eyes dissipates. And you know that because of her diaries. I nod. Do you have time? Right now. He smiles. Yes, I have all the time in the world. I pull out the letters from my backpack. They are in a folder pinned together in the right order. So are the envelopes. Not that I'm going to do a forensic analysis, but I have them all. What are those? He asks. Diary letters from Mom. Letters that she wrote before she gave birth to me. He tears his eyes from the pages and looks at me. She wrote about you, you know? I say with a smile. He reaches for the letters, then stops himself and looks at me again. Why? He asks, almost in a whisper. Chapter 56. It's getting dark outside, and Professor Robertson gets up quickly to turn on the light.
Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Come on. Charge it. Charge. Wait a second.
Wait a second.
Who knew that this is a freaking full-time job?
Oh, I forgot to feed them. That's right. Please don't eat. Oh yeah, that's what you are. That's my bad. Well, I didn't. You had more. What are you complaining about? Can you like not kill anyone? Kyoto. Yo, please. Back to your home. I saved the red velvet ones for you.
Really?
No, I wasn't. I was lying to you.
is the dad, John is the dad, and then she's still alive.
Read your mind, bro. How John wanna go? This is so easy.
Anyway, he asks, almost in a whisper. Chapter 56. It's getting dark outside, and Professor Robertson gets up quickly to turn on the lights. He does this without taking his eyes off the letters in his hands. He reads them greedily, quickly, one by one, his eyes flying over the pages. When he finishes the last page, he turns it back and forth, then looks at me with a question. That's it. That's the last one, I say, and wait while he briefly rereads them all. I know how he feels. I know how this feels, reading someone's private thoughts, their happiness and pain, watching them gradually fall apart. Now that you know what this is, tell me. I want him to talk. I need to know what he knows. What do you think happened? He shakes his head and passes me the letters. I have no idea. When was the last time you saw her? Well, that night. He tips his chin toward the last letter in my hand. She told me she wanted to leave Ben. You didn't tell me that. It's a complicated topic. She wanted to confront him, see if he was willing to change his ways. She's done it many times before, and she was sure that was a wasted hope. She truly thought that she would be leaving him before he gave birth. He nods. I got my eyes to the letter, confused. She asked me if I would help her move. The professor says, of course I would have. She knew I would. She knew I would help her financially, though I was working several jobs and trying to graduate too. She knew I would help her with the baby. She knew she could turn up at my door anytime, and I would let her in. If that was the case, I stall. I think I've gotten it wrong all this time. I don't get it. How did you not contact her later, when she was gone 4 days? Because she hurt my feelings. Alright. She was saying one thing that night, and the next thing I know, they moved away. What was I supposed to do? Ben always had a strong hold on her. And she always took him back, as he promised her the world. Did you do research on her? Before she died? When you wanted to talk to her? I did. Did you see the pictures of her when she first published? Our gazes lock, and he swallows. I did. What was your first thought? His chest stills. I can tell he's holding his breath. Listen, Mackenzie, I think you... Of course he doesn't finish and looks away. How about this? I take out my phone and find the video from the memorial services. I rewind it to the picture that I showed to Diane Jacobson and pass my phone to Professor Robertson. My eyes are glued to him, trying to catch every tiny reaction as he studies the picture, then rubs his eyes with his fingers. That's Mom, Dad, and me, I say, when they moved to the East Coast. He doesn't answer, doesn't look at me, doesn't look at the picture anymore, just rubs his eyes as if this would change what he sees. Tell me who that is. I plead barely audibly. I can't help the tears that well up in my eyes because I can't take another person lying to me. Tell me, please. I whisper because I think I'm going crazy and I think something terrible happened. No one tells me anything. I plead, my voice shaky. Tell me I'm not crazy. Tell me who that is in the picture. He finally meets my eyes. Tommy Schaefer. Chapter 57. I should feel awful at this confirmation, but relief washes over me knowing that one more person knows the truth. That means Diane is not crazy, and neither am I. My fast-beating heart is ready to jump out of my chest. Right. I brush my cheek with the back of my hand, wiping away a falling tear. That's the mother I knew. That
sugar mom.
I didn't want to just show up at her house, you know. It had been over 20 years. True, I wanted to talk, see how she was, ask why she never, not even once, got in touch. Why she left town with Ben without saying goodbye. He takes a deep inhale, then exhales heavily, goes quiet for a moment, staring down at his hands. She was important back then. Was it? I got divorced recently, and I kept thinking for several days about how things went down back then. How it could have been different. Thinking. That's how you make irrational decisions. And I did. I got obsessed, I suppose. He smiles, glancing at me. Obsession is the primary target of marketing, you know? I know. We had a lecture about it. So I did drive to her house. Didn't quite make it. Sat in my car on the side of the road at that turn into the property. I sat there for an hour, maybe 2. Sketchy, I know. But I was trying to muster up the courage to actually drive to the house and ring the doorbell. And then a car pulled out of that driveway and into the road. It was her, or so I thought. Sunglasses, red hair, red lipstick. I followed. He rubs the scar on his forearm again, and I stare him down, willing him to go on. I followed her into the plaza of the coffee shop. She used the drive-thru. I went into the nail shop. I watched her walk in, catching every detail. She was confident. Lovely. I thought 20 years did her good, you know? Fame would. But something was off. There was this air about her. I don't know. Lizzie was always humble. She was shy. I don't think fame would change that. This woman was glowing. When she went inside, I got out of the car and walked into the nail salon. Sketchy. Right. He chuckles, slightly embarrassed. It was a small place. I walked in, and she was right there, right in front of my face, taking her sunglasses off. He sucks in his cheeks, and his expression darkens. I knew both of them, but Lizzie, well, I knew Lizzie up close, very close. I knew her for 3 years back in Old, and I knew that no years, no plastic surgeries, no makeup or hair color would change a person that much. From a distance, or if you didn't know her well, sure, the woman was strikingly similar. But I was close this time. Only several feet away. She gave me an amused once-over. So did the other ladies there. I'm looking for my wife, I said apologetically. A man with a lost wife is a lost man, she joked, studying me. And here's the thing. Lizzie would have recognized me. She would have. After 20 years, 40, it doesn't matter. I didn't change that much. This woman didn't. But I recognized her. Tanya Schiffer. Yes. Except the receptionist turned to her and said, "Hi, Elizabeth. Good to see you. How's the book business going?" I bite my lip. Anger and helplessness mixing inside me. I ask him, "About what? How could she make someone, my dad, do something to another person?" Tanya. Tanya knew how to say the right things at the right time to get what she wanted. She had that gift to suck you in. I know. Mysterious words, jokes, clinging to you, then pulling back, push and pull like a tide. The professor rubs his forehead. She made you feel great about yourself. She felt like your best buddy. You drank, she drank. You read, she read. You played video games, so did she. You were in football. She had a collection of trading cards. You worked at a cafe and gave her free coffee. She'd stop by late one night and help you clean up the tables. Guys, Professor Schmucks. For her benefit, of course. She was everywhere, you know. flying too old bow? His face breaks into amusement.
Mom,
Whoa.
I shrug.
can I go to the park in half an hour? Quiet moon?
I shrug again.
Where's your dad?
I don't know.
What do you think you could find 20 years later? I shrug. When I talk to people? Professors, the landlord, someone? I don't know. A soft smile tugs at his lips, but his gaze is disappointed as he looks away. I don't think there's anything we can do, unless the police are involved. Right. You said that. We sit for a minute in silence, but I try one more thing. Would you... I hesitate, wondering if he'll think that I'm obsessed. Would you like to go to wrld sometime? His eyebrows shoot up. Wrld? Yes, or... I don't know. I'd like to see where she lived, where she went to school, where you worked. I think it's closure. He stares at me like I'm going cuckoo. I know it's a strange request. I'm your student and all. Jesus. I've just embarrassed myself and made things weird between us. He stares at me like I just proposed something explicit. My face catches on fire, and I get up from the couch, ready to leave. I'm sorry, I say quickly, wanting to fall through the floor. It's just a yes, he says. And I flinch in disbelief. I'd like that. I feel like this man was yet another threat to my mom's past. Now, I have a tiny bit of hope to learn more about her.
Dad,
Son.
can I go to Quiet Moon?
2 days later, Grandma calls me and asks
Like
me
it,
to
Will.
come to the house to sign more papers. Sure, I'll stop by with PJ, I say obediently, cringing at how fake I sound. And immediately I want to scratch her eyes out. Come alone,
Evan.
dear. We need to talk.
Evan,
Your father needs
would it be a good idea to push Series 2000 trophies? But he's Power 1.
Bro, do whatever you want, sure.
AJ texts me every hour when I have classes around the studio. I think he's making says as he turns on the engine. What am I doing? You're getting the clues to dig deeper without actually coming off like you know anything. Do you read me? He looks at me for the longest time and says, no. Oh, he didn't say anything. He fastens his seatbelt, and we are off toward the lion's den. Chapter 59. An hour later, we pulled down the familiar private road that leads to my parents' house. For once, I wish we had neighbors so that there would be witnesses. To what? I'm not sure. But I'm paranoid. My parents' house brings us the lights in every room of the ground floor, the smell of roasted chicken and pie and candles lit up, and Grandma's Hollywood smile as she greets us in the hallway. AJ kisses her. Perfect gentleman.
Where you got the pie?
In a little, if that's fine.
I go to the kitchen and exhale in relief when I see Minna. I almost cry when I wrap my arms around her from behind. She pauses, stirring glazed carrots on the stove, and laughs when I say, I missed you. Sadly, our housekeeper is the only person I actually love seeing in our house right now. Our family's neighbors here too. An older guy who talks like he's the king of Wall Street. Grandma takes me down to Mom's office, where the lawyer has me sign more papers. I briefly scared with her out, but again, it's NDAs, and a bank transfer. Look at us, a happy family. I think with bitterness, as we all finally sit down at the table. Grandma orders Minna to pour wine. Not me, I say. I don't think I can handle liquor well. I smile down at my plate as Grandma laughs. Me either, says EJ. Emerson, dear, you won't have a beer service, Grandma asks, while our lawyer is already chugging his. No, Mrs. Casper, thank you so much. Well, I hope you are hungry. Actually, I am not eating either. I should have surprised glance. I had bad food poisoning the other day. Still recovering. Grits, bread, soups. That's about all I can handle in the last couple of days. Thank you. Mackenzie didn't tell me we would be having dinner. He grins at me, then looks at Grandma and raises his palms in apology. Sorry. I think he's being cautious. Seriously, he should have been an actor. He's definitely a charmer, though, because while we are having dinner, and I pick at the food on my plate as if it's been poisoned, he constantly asks questions. Grandma about her house, and Mr. Casper, and her rose garden, then about golfing, though I'm pretty sure EJ hasn't golfed a day in his life. When we finish dinner, EJ keeps Grandma and Dad busy with conversations while I excuse myself and run upstairs. I don't go to my room. Instead, I go to Mom's, flip the light switch, and stand in the doorway, startled. The only things left of Mom in her room are the bed frame with a mattress and the heroes. But there's nothing in them. I go to the walk-in closet, the size of a bedroom itself, and pull the doors open. Nothing. No clothes. Everything is cleared from the bathroom as well. Mom's room is clean as a whistle. Anger rises at me like a wave. It's so rare that Grandma and Dad are making sure that there's no trace of what we pretended to be Elizabeth in this house.
What?
I don't say a word when I go downstairs. Instead, I talk to Minna and manage my fakest smile at my family when EJ and I leave the house. They cleaned Mom's room. I say when EJ and I get in the car. Vacuumed and bleached? No, EJ. I mean there are no personal belongings of hers in that room. It's empty. Completely. Closets, drawers, walls. Everything. We both look at each other in realization. My family is cleaning up their messy trail. And there's nothing I can do. Chapter 60. A week goes by with nothing much happening. I go to classes. I read Mom's books. I call Diane. She actually answers. I tell her about John, and then I want to go to Old Beau. I tell her about the man in her